Hello, I'm Father Raul, and I thank you for once again letting me join you as we walk together on this Lenten journey, joining with Christ on his final hours at Calvary and considering the silence we find there. My God, why have you forsaken me? Striking words from Christ on the cross, and really perhaps quite scary ones when we consider their full implication. After all, this is God incarnate, the Son of God made flesh, who came from the Father, is one from the Father, has always been with the Father. And now in this moment of spiritual separation, of true suffering, can no longer feel that connection to the Father, no longer feels one with him, can no longer hear the Father's voice as he has heard him all his life. This is what the scriptures call true death, beyond physical death, but being cut off from our Creator and Sustainer and the source of life. Of course, Christ has done nothing to deserve this, but in coming down to be human, he has come down to be one with us, in solidarity with us, in all of our human experiences, both the joyful ones and the painful ones, the highs and lows, and this is the lowest of the low, the worst of our human condition. For who among us, people of faith, cannot say that we have been in moments when we pray, but we're not sure if God hears, when we ask for a sign, when we ask to hear God's voice, but we don't see a sign, we don't hear that voice. We wonder where God is. We may ask, my God, why have you forsaken me? And thus we find Christ on his lowest moment on the cross, having lost that which has sustained him up until now, his connection to the Father. And yet, it's only a few verses later that he is able to say, Father, into your hands I commend my spirit. Somehow, even on the cross, even in the midst of that loss, even in that silence of God, Christ is able to muster up the faith to continue to trust in God and say, God, even if I cannot see your plan, even if I cannot hear your voice, even if I cannot be comforted by the supernatural knowledge that has sustained me and carried me thus far, I trust in you. And we all know the result of that trust was that Jesus did not die his final death on that cross, but 3 days later rose again and broke the chains of death and conquered death forever. That's what happens when we trust God, even through the silence, even through those moments of terrible doubt, when we feel so alone and we feel that we cannot hear God. This week, as we approach Holy Week and the suffering and the passion of Christ, let us remember that even in our own suffering, in our own silent moments, in our own desert wildernesses, that if we trust in God, we will be carried through. We will be sustained. God will speak. God will act. And all will be made new. God be with you as we continue our Lenten journey.